We have talked a lot about inflation and the effect it's having on you, the consumer. Let's break it down a little further with our friend Kevin Cirilli, Yahoo Finance contributor, who's up late with me tonight here on the Final Five. First time on the Final Five.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
After doing Like It or Not earlier tonight. Let me ask you just first, because you've followed finance for a long time, and then when we bring you on Like It or Not, how's it feel to kind of break free of everything you've talked about, everything that you've kind of trained yourself to do on TV?
It's so much fun. I mean, to be honest with you, Jim, and I'm not blowing smoke here, it's refreshing to get to be myself on camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, and you know, that's a kudos to you as well as to the whole station. No, but seriously, because there's a lot of other stuff that I care about than just that stuff.
But one of the things that when you and I connected a couple of years ago, because you wanted to talk about some of these financial issues and kind of bring it down to a level that people at home are going to care about. We've talked a lot about inflation right now, and as you see things right now for the average consumer as we go into a midterm election, I mean, there's a lot to break down.
Well, there's a ton, and that's really why I got into journalism back in 2008 during the financial collapse, and I wanted to understand why that happened. I don't have an MBA. I didn't go to Harvard Business School. Yeah. But when you look at the data that's come out just within the last week, you had a pretty good jobs report on Friday, record low unemployment, 50-year low, 3.5%. The same week that happens, OPEC, which controls all of the oil, it's run by the Saudis and the Russians, they come out and say that they're going to cut oil supply. So that's like a good news on the unemployment front, but terrible news when it comes to what's happening with energy overseas. And that really could have a negative impact on consumers at the pump. When you look at year over year, for example, and you've got energy prices up 25% in just energy. And then you look at food, that's up 13.5%. So again, you don't have to go to some bigwig business school in order to figure out that these prices are absolutely astronomical. So the question becomes, what do you do about it? Fed Chair Jay Powell, what he's saying essentially is that they've got to raise interest rates in order to cut down on inflation. But then you have progressives, people like Senator Elizabeth Warren, and to some extent, some populist Republicans, people like Senator Rand Paul, Republican from Kentucky, who are saying that they don't want to have the Fed chair or the central bank raise rates too much in order to tip the economy further into a recession. It's a balancing act.
It's amazing, too, when you look at that, because that seems to be their mechanism, saying we're going to raise incrementally these prime lending rates, and then hopefully that'll have the overall effect there. But for the people who are home, people who are looking to buy a house, looking to buy a car at this point, that all means nothing for them in the immediate. There's no immediate relief from all of that.
Well, yeah. And by the way, I mean, let's be absolutely frank here. This economy in 2022 is very different than the economy back in 2019. And I mean, you don't have to crunch the numbers to look at the retail sector and how things have moved more online, how brick and mortar stores have closed as there's been this pivot into more online, or the hospitality sector or leisure and whatnot. But in order to incentivize lower inflation and to incentivize economic growth, that's where I think these policies become more interesting. But you're absolutely right. I mean, it really is frustrating as a journalist, as someone who has grown up, as you know, outside of Philadelphia and Delaware County. I mean, it is a little frustrating when you hear all of these economists talk, and they're talking more about, you know, the investor perspective and not about the worker perspective.
Okay, so in our last minute here, you mentioned me being from Western PA, you being from outside of Philadelphia and Delaware County. Big election in the midterm. You have a Senate seat. You have a gubernatorial race going on right now. Are these the issues that people in your neck of the woods, the people in Delaware County, is this what people are going to take into the polls with them, or do you think some of the bigger national issues are going to be top of mind when it comes?
It's the economy. Let me tell you quickly about my Uncle Mike. My Uncle Mike is at a hoagie shop outside of Delaware County. No, it's not.
You say hoagie. I just enjoy you using the term hoagie.
It's serious, because he's the hardest working Uncle Mike I've ever met. And he has kept that hoagie shop open for 45 plus years. And so when I talk to him, when I go home and I go to the hoagie shop, what are they talking about? They're talking about, why is this economy still struggling? This is about the economy. It's why I think you're going to see a fascinating debate between Mehmet Oz and John Fetterman. I mean, that race is incredibly close, and candidly, it's because Fetterman pivoted not on some other issues, but really focused on the economy.
Yeah, I'm going to be fascinated to see that, because again, having John Fetterman out from the western part of the state, you know, that's going to be just that whole thing, the whole dichotomy of these midterms is going to be fascinating. Kevin, congratulations on your Philadelphia Eagles.
Thank you. We're undefeated. And we got the Cowboys this weekend, which is going to be nuts.
I know, and especially too. You look at that NFC East right now. Another story for another. Of course, Washington's down below, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah,
right
how
now.
are the Commanders doing, buddy? Sorry, Washington. I was at Martin's Tavern the other day, and I was just bragging, and I felt bad. I can't help it. Once an Eagles fan, always an Eagles fan.
Kevin Cirilli, good to see you, my friend.
You too.
And the Final Five is back right after this.
I will hold on hope, and I won't let you choke.